what is balanced literacy? Spiegel had one definition that describes balanced literacy, and his is that it is a decision-making approach through which the teacher makes thoughtful choices each day about the best way to help each child become a better reader and writer. Whereas others may describe it as using different types of reading instruction and strategies to help the child. A balanced literacy program contains many forms of instruction that I will explain some more about now. Workshop is a time where students are placed into small groups and rotate through different activities such as word work, writing, independent reading, and for guided reading groups. It is important for students to get that writing, reading, and word work time. This helps the teacher keep kids busy while pulling kids for groups to work on skills. This time helps students gain independent literacy skills and creativity in their independent groups and skills during the guided reading groups. Our workshop is a full 45 to 50 minutes, and they'll spend 15 minutes at each. A lot of activities that can be used during this balanced literacy program in our Readers Workshop could include things with word study, with magnet letters, spelling friends' names, or even in independent reading is talking with partners maybe for a short period of time about their books, sharing with their partners, and also talking with the class about things that they have learned. A lot of activities can be really differentiated and really help these students learn. One form of literacy instruction is word study. Some of it is a direct or systematic instruction, so students learn decoding and comprehension. It helps students with phonics, word, and structural analysis, and phonological awareness. Word study is working with letters, blends, sounds, and words, and lessons can be taught and then have them independently do work and study in workshop times as well. Word study helps improve literacy skills because it will help students form the skills needed to sound out words and use other decoding skills to become better readers and so they can focus on comprehension. Word study can be incorporated within workshops for 15-minute periods. Otherwise, it can be with a whole group lesson during read-alouds and shared reading, and that would occur 3 times a week for 35 minutes, and we also focus on vocabulary and handwriting throughout the week. A read-aloud is another type of instruction. It is where the teacher picks a text that is either at grade level or above and reads the story, checking with students for understanding and the meaning of the text. It helps improve comprehension skills and allows the teacher to ask questions and students to answer. The teacher can model strategies to help them think about the text, and the students will learn many skills through it like print awareness, phonological and phonemic awareness, and fluency and comprehension. Read-alouds are incorporated into our kindergarten classroom for 4 days in the morning, where students listen to a text and we talk about what we learned, or look at some books and talk about what the author wrote and how we can be good writers. Throughout the week, we have a 10-minute period every day just for read-alouds by teacher or a video. We also have that 35 minutes for the 4 days where students are getting that large group instruction for read-alouds. Shared reading is another type of instruction. It is where students and the teacher read chorally from a text. The teacher supports the reading and instructs students to attempt and try pronouncing words. It improves the skills by having kids use modeled behaviors and help them with print awareness while reading. It also helps them practice decoding words with the whole class. And it also works with accuracy, fluency, and reading together, so we can all practice reading quickly, easily, and being expressive. Shared reading is incorporated into our week about 3 times on its own for 20 minutes, where our students are really focused on reading together, chorally, and also echoing behavior as well. Guided reading is a time where the teacher can pull aside students who need to work or practice a specific reading strategy. It will really help improve their skills because working with small groups of students will help support their reading, help them make decisions, and focus on skills like book and print awareness, phonics, accuracy, fluency, and comprehension. Our guided reading is placed during workshop time and may have students pulled out during their independent reading time since they have more independent time earlier. Independent reading is a time when students are able to use the skills they have learned to read books that are at their appropriate reading level. They are able to choose or use teacher-picked books to read. Independent reading works on the same skills as guided reading because during this time it is students' job to practice using the skills taught in the small groups. It allows kids to read their own book choices and helps students find the right book for them and find things that they are interested in. In our kindergarten class, all students have 15 minutes for independent reading, where it is just that in the class. and another 15 minutes during our workshop time, unless they are pulled during it for our small groups or guided reading groups. But overall, they should have about 30 minutes every day for independent reading. A reading independence conference is where the teacher meets with students one-on-one to have a conversation about what the student is doing when they are reading. It is time to really check in with the students. Teachers should use this to make sure students are practicing their reading strategies and check in to see if students were able to pick books that are appropriate for their reading level. These reading conferences are put in place during our 15-minute independent reading time, only so the teacher will meet with students throughout this time. Literacy assessments are a time when the teacher is checking up on the students and filling out formal or informal assessments, such as running records, DRA, or other tests to find data that will help determine where to place the child. It is important to collect this information so they can be placed into reading groups and teach them strategies that they need to work on. The teacher can then find skills that they may need to be retaught and then teach it to the whole class and see how students have improved since the last time. Literacy assessments can be completed either during independent reading time or during a guided reading time to redetermine and test groups. These formal assessments are not done every day, but to see if they are still in the same groups or need to be changed. Differentiated instruction is important to give students multiple options to take in information. By using this type of instruction, you realize the differences and similarities among students and use it to plan instruction. It allows students to read information that is at their level in order to gain the same information as others so they will understand. Tiering assignments may also be used to help challenge students or help them have an easier time, because we do not want to overly challenge or make assignments too easy for them. We want it to be at their level. Differentiated instruction is a huge part of having a balanced literacy program, because without having the differentiated instruction, students would be working at levels that are not their right levels, and students need to be reading and learning at levels that are appropriate for them. So that is why the balanced literacy program and differentiated instruction are so important.